Generic greetings and welcome back once again to MewnBase, where the oxygen generator is, well, it's with leak and we're also out of power. That's a good start. In the previous episode, we started playing some MewnBase, and as you can see, we have a fairly decent little shelter here. We have our oxygen recycler in the middle, a couple of little annexes out either side. We've got a fabricator, we've got a forge, we've got a couple of generators, obviously a workbench or two, and this thing that does research, and also we now have 2 solar panels, which is pretty good. In this episode, we want to go ahead and probably try to make, I think we're going to try to make battery storage, and we'll have to redo this base, but we'll see, as always, how we get on. So in terms of our situation, we are okay for oxygen, okay for suit power. Health is good, but food is not so good. So we probably want to go ahead and, well, eat at least those fruits there, but we probably want to also maybe think about getting some stew, like this cooking here, because you get a lot more out of it if you sort of cook the stuff. So I'm going to grab some of this, because eventually we will go ahead and craft those items. I'm just going to pick up some of this. This is like, getting the ice is a very quick way of obviously getting sustenance. Just going to grab this, and I would like to get that, but I didn't make a shovel, so that's a bit of a misstep on my part, but it's okay. No major drama there. No, we've got some of the stuff there as well. I'm going to place this seed in there and pick up that, and we have a leak in the airlock, ironically, and let's go ahead and we can craft some plant slop, which we now have. I'm going to eat both of the slop, and I'm going to go to the water here, and I'm just going to say, right, as much as I can get, just basically fill your boots. It doesn't matter, we just need to make as much as we can, and there you go. I'm also going to pick up the radioactive ore and then dump that back down again. And there you go. So solar panels are on the go. In terms of research, we are, well, we've got chemistry, which means we can make a chemistry lab. So I want to place one of those, but it's just a case of where do I want to place it. We need habitat module, which we have at this stage no way to make. So let's craft a couple of those, and I also want to make an improved shovel. So this will allow us to gather more ore, which is going to help out, and let's go ahead and get said ore. What I'm going to do as well is head off down here to see if we can find any more, not just ore, but also some more samples. So I'm just going to head south, basically, until we get to a point where we can gather this stuff. Looks like there'll be some good sources of wood on this location here as well, and that's all right. I'm going to pick up some more scrap, because you do sometimes get I think electronics out of it. And there's a research sample, which is what we want, so we will get that in a second. I'm just going to get this and then pick that up as well. Obviously picking up some of this ore as well. Metallic ore found, what's it say, in the ground can be melted into usable material. Is it material or metal? Metal, yeah. I guess metal is a material. And we'll gather all of this. I would like to get another research sample before I come back, but I'm not totally stuck on that. If we don't find it, we don't find it. Sadly, I stopped there before we were able to gather that sample, but no matter. So it's going to be getting dark soon, so that's something we have to, I wouldn't say worry about, but acknowledge, I guess. I want to gather this, and I'm guessing it's going to go there. Oh, that's okay. We've actually got a component out of it, and there's loads of these as well, which are just sort of sitting around, which is alright. If you notice on the map, it shows you there's bits that I haven't actually explored. I might have saw it in my periphery, but we haven't technically been there, and that does offend me somewhat. I'd like to make sure we've explored the map in its completeness. It's all randomly generated. You can, I didn't mention it in the previous episode, but when you create the world, you can alter the settings for it. This is just all default settings. We just pressed the go button and started. We weren't too worried about getting any other settings or anything, any changes there. Just going to head off to the left hand side here. Just going to try and find again another research sample, but it doesn't seem to really matter now because we've just picked up an electronic part, so we're actually full. So we'll just head back. It's not a problem. We've got a decent amount of ore. We've got 18 ore there, which is pretty good. We're going to turn on our torch and we'll gather some of this. More scrap there. So we're just heading back. We haven't made a navigation point because well, we don't have the technology, but when you do have the technology, you get like a navigational point, which it'll just give you an arrow to follow on the map, and then you can head that direction, and you will get eventually back to your base. There's a lot of wood around here. I don't know if it does respawn then. I said previously that it doesn't respawn. Maybe that isn't the case anymore. Anyway, obviously the base is a bit neglected. We have no power and a leak. Let's go ahead and put in some stuff there, and we're going to crack on with this metal plate. I think we'll also open this up and just put in that research sample, which not only starts the research, it obviously allows us to get another bag slot essentially. So we're crafting away there. That's pretty good. We're going to go to here. We're going to craft a habitat module. We're going to go with chemistry here, which requires a conduit and electronics. Now we do have the electronics, which is fine. At the moment we have a slight problem. We can't okay, we can actually craft conduit. So I've crafted a piece of conduit. We've been fortunate in that it actually got rid of the last piece of wire that would have potentially blocked us there, so that's pretty good. You can see that that's not actually producing anything, but as soon as we get solar, it will start to move as well, so we'll start to produce. So there's the, yeah, as soon as we get a bit of light, it now has more power. It's not that it's directly connected here. It's not because of that. It's simply because of how it distributes the power. It's sort of, I guess it's almost random in a sense. Anyway, we'll craft this chemistry lab, and we're now on day 7. And once we've got this chemistry lab, we're going to plonk it there. And that should do us. Allow us to do the chemistry, which we can see is to get chemicals and an oxygen tank. So it's like an emergency tank when you're out and about. Well, what would we need chemicals for? Well, chemicals are used in the battery storage, which we need 10 samples for. We don't currently have any samples whatsoever. Also, it would be nice to get food production, to get farming. It gets rainwater collector and that. But we did want to redesign some of this. So I think we will do just that. So I want a manufacturing part of the base. This thing I can pick up and shift. I don't actually need it there. I'm going to place it there, and this one I'm going to also pick up, because you don't, this is just a standard workbench, with all your tools, and you've got a vice on there as well, but you don't actually need it connected to this. So I'm going to have all of my research items on the right, and power generation and everything else on the left. There is a fish, some fish bones there, and we've now got some more research points. I'm tempted to wait. I mean, an RTG would be nice, wouldn't it? Because we do have... Oh, we've got a leak. We've got a leak. Let me fix said leak. There we go. That's now sorted. I've also got my torch on as well. So I'm going to remove some of this. I'm going to remove most of it, actually. And that's going to shut that down. Not a big problem. So, at the top here, we're going to place the 2 generators. One there. And production, power, and research. Pick up that. And then 1 and 2. And then there's our generators on. So we've redesigned that. Not a big issue there at all. Let's just cycle the airlock. Job done. You can see we now have 125 oxygen potential storage, which is good. And just going to say, crack on with that one. Let's go ahead and explore a bit more. I think I want to go to the northeast and see what we can gather. I'm looking for, again, more research samples. I'm looking for... I do need some of these blue things, so I'm going to start to gather those on our way. So... there we go, we've got some of those. Oh, they completely disappear as well by the look of it, so maybe we have a sort of limited resource of those. And I don't know if we want to pick up ice. Oh, that's mushroom seed, and we got blue shrooms. Oh, okay, I think I picked them, when I picked that up, it was an immature one. Maybe it wasn't grown. Right, okay. Well, anyway, we're going to crack on. So can I just place the seeds? No, I just can't. I can't place the seeds. I didn't think you could. Looks like we've hit the mother lode around here when it comes to scrap. Which is giving us some scrap and also some of these components, which is useful. Gather all of the ore. Be nice to go back with about 30 ore. That would be lovely. But I'm not totally bothered if we don't. Back over to this tool here. Gather that. Mainly research samples. I'd like to come back with 2 research samples. But now that I've done that, that's not going to happen. Just eating this fruit. All this fruit really, it's just sustaining us a little bit. Once you've cooked it up, you do get a lot more. So I think we're going to have to focus, keep eyes on the prize. There's a research sample. I need to look for a research sample. But that's pretty much it done. I would like one more. And it's possible, because I'm just going to get rid of the mushroom seeds. We don't need them at the moment. Oxygen is fine at this stage. So I'm just going to go around, continually explore. And there's some more scrap metal. But already we found that even at this stage we're having to walk quite a way in order to just get any research. Which is why there's vehicles in the game. So eventually we can make a vehicle. I'm just going to run around a little bit more now. No. Okay. Going to have to go back. Looks like we are... Oh, there's a research sample. Perfect. That's good. But we're cutting it fine now. So we're heading back. I'm going to turn that off. Because you can see suit power is 8 of 60. And we are running low on oxygen. Currently on 20 of 200. But we should have... yeah, more than enough time to get back, which is fine. These generators are running low. I'll cycle the airlock, but it is full of oxygen anyway, so we're good. So I can put that in there, and that's going to turn those on. We can create chemicals if we had... just start the research on that one. We can create chemicals if we had some water, so we'll have to get more ice around the place. Let's go ahead and do that, and that's now producing. Alright, so continually cracking on with refined metal. I'm going to... oh, that's some lightning strikes. There you go. And you can hear the... you can hear that there. Indeed see it. Yeah, I really don't want to stand in that... in that bit, actually. When you see the... like, bits of blue electrical charge. I don't really want to... don't particularly want to stand in that. Whoa, there's a lightning strike. Okay. And there's some ice, which I think I've just... oh, I thought that was... I didn't think you could pick that up there. So we didn't completely fill our suit with oxygen, but it matters not. We've got good ice over here. Now to make some chemicals. Whoop, stay away from that. I assume it damages you. I don't really want to find out. Something in life you don't want to find out firsthand what it is. Like, you know, what does lava taste like? Etc. And that should be that. Okay, we'll just head back. So, got 12... we got 12 ice. And then we'll melt that. It's also this thing. Although it doesn't look fully grown. So that looks... I don't know whether that's just a variation or not. I don't think so. I think it's actually... yeah. Maybe it is a variation. I don't know. But we're fine. We've got some blue shrooms now. And we're going to head back. Fairly interesting biodiversity on this planet. Blue shrooms. We've got mute fruit. We've got all sorts. We've also got very low oxygen, so I should probably head back. We've got 33 ice now, so that's more than enough for our needs. We also have power, so I just need to get inside here and... oh, that's a problem. We now have a cat bowl with food in it, so there's some research points. I will set one more going and continually pick up some stuff there and crack on. Right, I mean, we can create some chemicals if we wanted to. The problem with the workbench over here is that obviously I have to go over there to actuate it. I might be able to move it around. We've also got some healing stew. Tastes even worse, but magically heals wounds. Very nice. Cycle that. And we now have the option to make science it up for chemicals. And looks like we also have the option to make batteries. Battery cells and batteries. We'll get that because I think that would be a decent thing to go for, battery cells. So we'll craft more chemicals there. We are full, so we can't... We're going to have to just create more water here. Which, to be fair, I'm going to have to actually drink some. Unless... Yeah, because hunger's there. We haven't really researched anything to do with meals. So we should probably look at doing that. You can see as well that with just the solar, we're able to power the majority of this thing, which is quite interesting. It's quite good. So we should be able to cycle that. I'm going to pick up those chemicals, and we also need to now craft. I am going to bring one of these workbenches up. We'll bring that one up, which I can't actually do anything with. Let me just dump that there. Chemicals there. Pick that up. Put it there. Pick the chemicals back up. Go inside. Cycle the airlock. Just continue to craft that. And we want to make some wire. So there's some wire. We need... again, I can't pick it up. So craft more metal plates. Gets that out of my pocket. I'm going to place the rocks down there because we've hardly used them as of late. And there's another one. There is a... Oh, it's a laser pointer. So artifact 13. So that's +5 research points. Good. And... yes. Can you see? Tell what's happened there? I believe the sun's gone down. I can tell because all the lights went off at the same time. There we go. We'll power that up. And I'm hoping we can get some batteries. Yeah, we can make a battery cell. So where do we actually make batteries? Is it in here? It'll be the fabricator probably, won't it? I don't know how many battery cells you need. We'll find out in a second, won't we? We want to cycle this airlock and go outside. We need to make a battery. We need 3 battery cells. Wow, okay. Fine. So, cycle that. We need 1, 2. And we need 1, 2. And that should give us a battery cell. I'm hoping that that just sits there but allow us to craft. Which it doesn't. So I'm going to have to go outside to dump something. I'll do that, actually. Crafting a beam just because we can. And then that allows us to make another cell. And that'll be our 3rd cell. Which is now done. To then exit that. And build battery. So we now have battery storage. So in the daytime, we can hopefully store any excess electricity. Good. Right, I'm going to treat myself to some cooking, and we will see the sort of things that we can create. Our delicacies are a root stew, which requires water and root. We have a hearty meal, which requires roots, fruit, and plants. So we do have some roots down here. So we'll pick those up. So there's some roots. We could make a root stew with that. But I'm tempted to see if we can get all 3, although it's unlikely, isn't it? The problem is that the water now is sort of limited. I'm just going to dump this seed there. And is that another blue shroom? Yeah. Pick that up and dump them there. Really should have storage, but there you go. I don't want to click on that. Oh, you see the battery's full as well now. Good. So, I mean, we could make a root stew. I'm going to make 2 of them, just because I'm very hungry. Oh, but one of them fills you up quite well. That's quite nice. Okay. I'll dump some of this stuff down here then. And where do we need to expand from here? Well, again, we need more research points. In terms of research, food production would be good to get water, because then we don't have to rely on... Yeah, it means we don't have to rely on basically the ice that we find. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head out, and we are on a mission focusing primarily on research material. So we're looking for those artifacts, and this is just a fairly big, expansive nothingness, really. But I will stop for the grass and the fruit. What actually says? It just says plants, yeah. Because that should be we should be able to make some nice stew there. A hearty meal. I'm not going to pick up the root stuff because we've got some more of that. And I'm not going to bother about any scrap. But I do want to get some ore. Although we have got 31 metal plates, but because of the ore, is in it's quite abundant around here. So maybe we'll just have a mining mission. But really, it's all based on research. You don't get the research, you're just not gonna have a good time of it. I don't know what the long-term prospects of the game design are. I don't know if there's going to be like overarching goals that you have to, while you're, we're here just because we are. There's no reason other than you're here and survive. I wonder if there's like any like research tasks to be undertaken or something. That would be quite good while you're here. Like you have to get a certain number of points or do a certain number of tasks for whatever reason, like an exploratory mission. Who knows? So gather some of this. Keep moving when we're almost finished in my haste. How we're doing? There's a big lump that we've missed out on the right hand side there, so we're just gonna go up. Yeah. Oh, and that was good. I checked the map there and I saw just in the corner one of these. So we got an artifact. We got one. I think realistically that's all we're going to get for this exploration because we're quite far out if we look at the map. So we're going to head back. We'll head a little bit to the right to uncover that last bit of the map that we haven't. I'm not going to stop for any of these grasses, but I will stop for some of those. And just trying to uncover the rest of the map. I'm hoping there's going to be like one artifact somewhere, but sadly not. Okay, so we will head back because it's getting dark. And I'm just going to check on the map. Can't see anything else there. So we're just going to head back then. So we'll head back and hopefully get back in time. Although we are getting low on suit oxygen. For food, we're alright. Just had that noise there. The alert to say that we are a little bit low on oxygen. We'll get back to base in time. Just what state the base is in, really. And yeah, we have got a bit of a leak. We expected something like that. You can see that we have the battery. Obviously, these generators are completely off. I'm going to turn one of them on. But we are now using battery power. The whole base is being powered by just the battery. So we have 750 battery storage slowly going down, as we would have expected. Let's just cycle this airlock, and I'm going to pick up the fruit here, and we're going to make some of the hearty meals. So we'll make as many as we possibly can. We'll just craft a lot, and once that's done, any excess food stuffs we'll place there, and that should be alright for us. So let's go ahead for some of that. Can I hear it? Yeah, there's a leak in the airlock there. And cycle that airlock, fix that, and sadly the rest of this is not turned on, but I don't really care, to be honest. I'd rather... actually, I was going to say, I might as well save my resources, but let's be honest, I've got 29 timber just sitting around, so we might as well use that. And there we are. Okay, so research is underway. We have the option for storage, but I don't mind just placing stuff on the ground. Like it doesn't really bother me that we're dumping the stuff on the ground. Not at all. Anyway, we're going to craft that, cycle the airlock, because we do desperately need to... I should really turn off the torch there. We do desperately need to fill up on suit oxygen. Food we're okay for. It does 240 hunger, which is a full... Oh, so one of those will completely fill our belly. So that's alright. Dump that down there. We don't need any of that. We want to make a couple more of these, actually, because we can. Because we will have to use them eventually. And I think we'll go on another exploration this time up to there, I think. Because, as I said previously... Oh, actually, no, we should probably get some more suit. More suit oxygen. And it takes a while for that air scrubber to function. Just cycle that. Go here. Just dumping that down there. What else can we fabricate? We've got a light. We've got a wind turbine. Metal beam. We got 2 metal beams. We got the metal. Actually, then we might make a wind turbine instead, because we just need a bit more wire. One of those. And where's that motor? And there we are. There's a wind turbine. Well, we might as well. There is more research, which is artifact 10 scratching pole. So I've +5 research points. Can't research any more. We've got transportation, navigation. We have the recycler. We have advanced modules, which is auto crafter. Powered rain collector. That's pretty good. Repair drones, auto airlock. And then we've got the advanced power, which is like RTGs. I'm tempted for the car first than farming, because we're okay with the stuff we have. But we also now have a wind turbine. So I'm going to place this wind turbine. Oh, do you have to place it next to a battery? It looks like you have to place it next to a battery. That's fine. And that will now, hopefully, in conjunction with our 2 solar panels and the battery, hopefully that'll keep this thing fairly alright. Right, let's head out. It's only sort of midway through the day. 4:20, in fact. 4:30 now. And we'll head up to try and gather some more research modules. Not really bothered stopping for most things. I think we'll stop for... Oh, bit of a stutter there. Continuing on then, I guess, gathering the ore, and we can see there's some sort of mute fruit type stuff here. Just remove some of this, and no, I'm gonna try and resist the urge to get that stuff down there, because we're looking for these. I would like 2, but then again, whether or not we find them is sort of really random, isn't it? In terms of food, we're getting a little low. Not a huge issue. When you have a vehicle, it's a lot quicker, as you might imagine. You just drive round. The problem is your vehicle, you can hit stuff. Well, I'll rephrase that. You will hit stuff, and almost certainly you will damage the vehicle. So, yeah, something we should... Sounds a bit concerning. Suit oxygen's at half. Just under half, actually. And hunger is also a thing. But I'm thinking that with these hearty meals, a little of everything, there's really not a big... It's not a big concern of ours, realistically. Hunger. It's getting dark now. Turn on that torch. Just gonna keep looking on the mini map here. Look at all that ore. Loads of ore. I think we will ignore that for now. I'm just gonna keep heading south. You can see I'm uncovering the map in a big line. Gonna have a nice hearty meal. Continue heading down. Nice little glow of blue there as we pass those things. And I think we're getting to a stage where we're exhausting our options now. It's dark. We can hardly see anything. Suit oxygen is getting a little bit too low for really comfort. Ah, but we've just found an artifact. It was just seen on the map there. The mini map you can see. I don't think you can see any further than what you can physically see on the screen, although I'm not sure. But either way, you know, we've got. It's dark. It's quite far away. You know, the taskbar, the toolbar is hiding it. So yeah, that's a bit of an issue there. Looks like, oh, this is really all dark here. I'm going to turn that on. So it looks like our solar panels... because... our solar panels have not been doing anything because they need a clean. See that there? Actually, there was loads of dirt on that, but they cleaned because it rained. So when you get... I think they slowly get dirt on them and you have to clean them off. But also when it rains, it looks like it automatically cleans them off, which is fairly good. Anyway, we're going to power up both of these and we'll set away some research going and crack on with some more of these. So that's pretty good. I probably... Oh yeah, they're not producing anything at the moment, but they will do shortly. I'm very tempted to make another solar panel. Another solar panel would be decent, but that also requires... no, we don't actually need more batteries. Maybe another... No, maybe more batteries, actually. Maybe more batteries, but that will require some more chemicals. So let's go ahead and look at that then. So we'll craft those, and then we'll pick up some of those. That's 3 of them in our pocket, which is fine, but we do need a few more, and I think there's some on this side. I don't know exactly how many we need, but we're going to pick up all the blue shrooms that we can. Not going to bother with that water there, but I will bother with this. And then the blue shrooms. And some more down here. There you go, and we also get an egg. It's a seed. I'm just slowly heading down, not only uncovering more of the map, but also looking for more artifacts. Not that we can carry any more artifacts, so we'd have to dump something, so perhaps it's not a good idea to continue head down. And I think that will do us for now. I keep leaving the torch on as well, because it's extremely difficult to... Well, it's easy to see whether it's on, because the top left actually you can see toggles on, but in the light, it was only this brief little outline there. But not that it matters too much. Let's get back and cycle the airlock. It says those are not doing anything. Why is that? Why is that? It says generating 400. I'm guessing it's because they don't need to. Is that correct? I don't know. Let me go ahead and I'll accept this. There's some cat food. Continue. Set another one going. And we'll see if I place it down if it does anything else. It's building. And it's working now. So I wonder why that was. It's not a huge concern. Here's what it is. So back inside then. Let's go for chemicals. Need to make some batteries. So that's going to require some wire. Once again, just continually crafting, or rather smelting, when we can. Just going to dump those down for now. And we need 3 battery cells. So I'll require 1 more of those and some more wire. So that will hopefully be enough wire for us. Cycle that. Crack on with that one. Crack on with that. Place that there. And then another battery. And then obviously it means all this power we can store. So 2 more batteries. And then that's 2 more cells for the battery. And then we'll hook it all up. After we've made it, of course. And I think we need a conduit. I'm going to double check. Batteries? No, you don't. I'm thinking of the conduit for the wind turbines for the engines. Actually, I don't know what I'm thinking of. Chemistry lab, perhaps. Anyway, we have another battery. That's all we care about. So let's increase our storage. So that's a lot more battery storage, which is a lot more efficient for us. So we're going to click that, gather that, and oh, actually, looks like this is almost completed. So that's a brush there. We can go to tech upgrades. We do have vehicles there, but also we could make a large battery, a bigger battery module, an RTG and a lightning collector. Realistically, we have to build we have to do transportation. And we're going to do storage as well, because it's probably getting quite frustrating seeing all this stuff everywhere. So we make a cargo container. Keep your junk safely stored away for later. Right, I guess that's true. Let me cycle that then. And we'll just place this in here. And I'm just going to pick up all of this. And there you go. So we'll place that in there, some of the rocks. We're going to pick up all of this stuff. Anything that we don't really use all the time, just going to go in there. And I don't think we're going to fit it all in, but there you go. Something like that. And then we've got components and stuff to dump. I guess we could make another box. Yeah, let's craft another box. Why not? In fact, I think you can color code the boxes. So place the box there. Yeah. So this one, you can select a color for it. I'm going to have this one then as... I'll say... red. And then this one is going to be green, because the green one is going to store anything that's organic, or I guess not rock and things like that, not components and such, where we can store the ice in there, store the fruits of our labour, and there we go. And this is all all powered off. You can see now the sun is coming up and everything's turning on, but we do still, I think we may still need, let's have a quick look. We're generating 22.7, the wind turbines going around a little bit, and we can start storing as well. That's pretty good. So this one's charging up first. Just going to double check this one. It is connected, but it's charging the other. Okay. Right, we do need to make a garage, so we'll craft one of these. And we'll place the garage. I think what we'll do is we'll remove that. Place a garage there. Place the crafty thing there. And this will allow us to make a buggy, a dozer, slow driving machine with a pressurized cabin. Ah! That's pretty good, but it requires 6 engines. Wow, okay. So maybe a buggy is the way forward. A buggy requires 2 motors. So let's craft some of those. We may have components in here, which we do have some components, but not exactly what we need there. So we need more components. Craft that. To be fair, the components... Do we need another motor? Yeah. The components we could possibly find from the scrap that's around us, but I'm not too concerned. I think we also need, to make the buggy, we need 5 extra components. So, I mean, the components themselves, the only... Oh, hang on, whoa. I actually realised you get 3 for each one that you craft. Oh, well, they'll come in handy. And there's also a trailer that we can make as well, so we're going to do that. Start crafting there. We do want to make another storage. Oh, and there's our car. So we can cycle. And there we go. Ooh, there's no soft start on that. It's on or off. So we have a vehicle health on the right-hand side there. And you can see it's... No, that does actually drive... How do you get out? No, you just click on it. It does actually drive a little bit differently by the look... by the feel of it anyway. I don't know if that is the case, but it feels a bit different. Let's go for a trailer, because we'll go forward, and then we'll back up, and... No, is that not connecting up? Come on. Hitch up to the trailer. There we go. So we now have a trailer where we can access at the back. There you go. That's pretty good. So it's the standard. It's standard. Oh, 1, 2. It's 6. We can hold 6. That's fine then. All right. So we now have a vehicle where we can store stuff, and obviously we would probably go ahead and have a little drive around and gather some more research stuff. Because now that we've got a vehicle, I was very tempted for the RTG, because that will pretty much give us all that's required. But realistically, now that we have this, we can have a little trailer physics. And by the way, you can actually chain these together. So you can see there's another... Oh, I think I just hit that a bit. Yeah, you can see on the back there's these other connections. So you can actually have multiple of these together and make like a... like a big sort of land train type thing, which is fairly cool. Let me just repair that. Okay, so I think we will leave it there. Next episode, then, we'll almost certainly have a little journey elsewhere to, well, farlands over here, down here, and get as many samples as we can, because once we've done that, it is a case of things like, we're probably going to be looking at farming, because we've been okay for food, and we probably have enough for food. It would be nice to get the rain collector and a water spigot. It would be nice, certainly, to have the advanced power for the RTG and the large battery. I'm hoping that we can recycle these other batteries. There is a recycler there, which says extracts metal for chunks of refined scrap. And refined scrap, smelted down and condensed scrap. Okay. We'll have to see about that one. I have used the recycler before on previous games, but I can't remember. See the research log there? What else have we got to research? We've got, looks like to be a ball of wool. Looks to be maybe a box or a house or something. We've got, I think that's a carrier. Fishbowl. Not sure what that is. That looks to be a bell on a collar. Like a pot plant type thing. And then like a feather tied to a stick. And power is not a thing we have. I'll put 1 on the go there because, well, we want the oxygenator always functioning. And there we are. Right, we'll leave it there, and next episode we will crack on with probably a little drive around. We'll have a little drive around and see how we get on. We're currently on day 12, heading towards day 13. So, quite well. Nice little established base there. Good power, good storage of power. And obviously, you know, we've got cars and enough resources, I think, to perhaps make RTG. And if not make an RTG, certainly with us enough stuff around us to look at and gather. But there, we'll see how we get on in these subsequent episodes. Hope it's been a nice one and enjoyable for you, and that's a leak. As always, comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.